Well, hello. It's the next day and everything's dried really nice. I'm going to give everything a light sanding. I just want more of a smooth finish, so I don't want all these brush strokes. Normally, when I do chalk paint, it depends on the item I'm doing. I like it to have some character. But this, I'm going to just try to smooth out the brush strokes a little bit, just because that's what I feel like doing. And if you have any bumps at all on here, drip marks, this is the time to get them. And I think I want to have bare hardware. Well, sort of bare. I want to have it look like it's just showing through. Get you guys in here a little closer. I'm just knocking off some of the paint on the hardware, because I'm going to have the gold handles, so I just want this to show through a little bit. So these guys here, so I got two of those, and then the drawer hardware will go back up here. Actually, these ones are large and these ones are small, so I'm not sure if the small might go up here, and then the large ones are for the sides, possibly. Yes, so the large ones go on the sides. But it's going to look nice. I'm just going to give it a, what I call my holiday coat, So I just go over and see if there's any holidays. Just going to wipe down any dust. Alrighty. Okay. It's always good to give this a stir in between while you're painting as well. Mineral paints always seem to separate. Get your brush wet. And then seeing where I sanded this, I'm going to go over the whole thing. Starts to get dry, just add a little more water. Looks pretty darn good to me. Awesome. That's basically how I do my holiday coat. I bring warm water. Bring warm water in the shop every morning. If I left it out here, it would freeze. And it's nice to have warm water on your hands. I just get the bulk of the paint off. In that. And then I give it a rinse. Then I'll bring it in and wash it later on when I'm done with my work. Okay, so we'll just recap a little bit. I sanded the top down to see if the wood was in good condition. Then I threw some stain on it, and I kind of like the color. If it was darker brown, I would have done a white cabinet, but it has some mahogany color in it, a little bit of red. So I just did that, and I wanted to do the dark with the red mahogany. I just thought it would look better. I did like 6 coats of clear polyacrylic matte on the top, and I did about I usually do 1 or 2 coats of primer if you have to sand it down. If you don't have to sand it down, I just clean it and do the chalk paint. But I decided that it needed some sanding, so I sanded it. I did a couple coats of primer, and then I normally do 2 coats of chalk paint, and the third coat is the Holiday, which just basically is going over anything that is missing. I did a little sanding before and wiped it down, and then I did my Holiday coat. Now I'll let it totally dry. We'll come back and we'll do the hand waxing, and then we'll put the hardware on and it'll be ready to go. So when this is all dry, I'll come back and then we'll do the waxing together. Alright, everything looks dry, and we're going to get to waxing. So I use Minwax Finish Paste Natural. They have different colors, but I don't use it on anything else but painted surfaces. Well, I did do the wood top to my nightstands and my end tables in my house. It just gives it more of a kind of like a buttery surface when you do a hand rubbed finish. So you can use it on anything. It's great on top of the chalk paint, because the chalk paint waxes that everybody sells don't last. You have to keep on waxing your furniture constantly, or when you touch it, you get you get chalk all over your hands, obviously, because it's chalk paint. So you don't want to touch this every time and have blue chalk paint all over you. So this seals it in. It actually dries and hardens. It's wonderful. This is all I use. This is my second can. First can probably lasted me 3 years. You don't have to do anything crazy. Just get an old crappy brush that you can just cram right down in the corners. You can wash it after, not a big deal. So yeah, let's get started. See if you guys are close enough. Just like to give this a little dusting. My shop is very dusty, so I like to just give it a dust off. I'm going to do the drawer first. You can see, I don't know if you guys can see the dust on there. Very simple project. Just take your time. It's very easy. This process is very easy. I just swirl it around in there, just get it on the brush. That's it. And then just cram it right in. Get it in all the cracks. Work in a very small area. Don't do the whole thing at once, because you're going to have a hard time. It's similar to waxing a car. You don't want to do the whole car. You'll have a problem getting it all off. So just get it on and get it back off. Now it's going to darken right now while we're doing it, but it will lighten back up. Once it feels like it's going really smooth, you've gotten all the wax off. So I don't know if you guys can see the sheen. Comparison to how dull that is. Can you see the color difference too? And the sheen. Yeah, it's very nice. Gives it a really nice look. So just work your way around. I just get it on and get it off. Just really work it in there. You can go in circles, you can do whatever you want. You see that patch right there? Yeah. So just take your time. This is a little hard on the shoulders. Don't go like this because you'll break your wrist. You won't be able to do it. So use your whole arm. Try to hold your hands straight. Don't go because you're gonna fatigue your wrist. So try to use your whole arm. And it's also good to change arms as well. But you rub it until it feels like it's really moving along quickly and there's no resistance. And that means the wax is all off. Alright, that's much better. Let's see if you guys can see the difference in the sheen. This side has been waxed. It also gives it a more richer color. Let me turn this camera around so you can see. It'll also lighten up some. The wax is fresh, but you can see the big difference. Can you guys see the difference there? Wish I could have some music on, but unfortunately, it's all copyright. So, can't have any music on while I'm recording. If you guys like what you see, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. Help me get my channel off the ground. Started doing YouTube about a year ago, maybe. It's been slow, but you guys are all checking it out, giving me thumbs up, helping me out when you subscribe. And I'm not getting paid for this, I'm just doing it because I enjoy it. And I like to show you guys what I do. And maybe it'll inspire you guys, even just to do a project around your house. And if you wanted to use a electric buffer, you could do that too, but I prefer just to hand polish it. And another thing, my shop is very well ventilated, so it's definitely recommended that you wear a respirator when using any products. Get yourself a canister that has for vapors. They're a little more money, but I mean, how much are your lungs worth? You know, if you don't have a fan on and you can smell it really strong, then you need to be wearing a respirator. I feel like I haven't waxed anything in a while. I don't usually wax white. I usually do a polyacrylic because when you do the wax on top of the white, if you want it really pure white, it's going to make it kind of look kind of like brownish, see-through-ish. It's not nice unless you like that look. You're trying to make it look old and stuff, then that's perfectly fine. But if you want a nice, solid, crisp white, you have to put a lot of coats on. And if you don't want brush strokes, then you want to give the brush strokes a quick sanding, make them nice and flat, and then do your top coat of choice. But, you know, like I tell everybody, do a sample. You can't ruin anything by doing a sample. So when you're painting something, paint another piece of wood while you're painting your main piece. Just get a scrap or paint a piece of cardboard. And then, you know, test on top. Do your glaze on top of that. Do your, you know, your different finishes. You'll see right away if it's something that you like or the technique that you like. Because they all do something different. So just, you know, give it a try. Experiment. That's how we learn. I like to really scrub it in there. Make sure it gets down in the paint. If you start getting fatigued, just stop. Because once you go too far, you're going to cause an injury. And then you don't want to be sore and in pain for a couple of weeks. Which can easily happen. Coming down the home stretch. All right, now I'm going to grab a lint-free rag because this one has, you can see the lint all over it. These microfiber towels are very rubbery. So I just go over the whole piece. All right, let's get some hardware on this. Cheese. Ooh. Yeah, I like that. It's made very well. Actually, found this on the side of the road in the rain. It's a Pennsylvania house. I don't know if you guys can see that. Probably 70s maybe. But this new gold really pops. I'm not a big fan of the old brass. I know a lot of people really like it. It's kind of like the brass that has the brown tones on it. I don't know what it's called. Kind of reminds me of horse and buggy stuff, but I'm not sure. And if you have any chalk paint that needs to come off, this is the time to do it. So you can see there's a little tiny spot right here, and you just use wet rag, it comes right off. See, there's a spot right here too. Comes right off with a wet rag. You just don't want it to be sealed. So any spills that you have that you think you need to touch up, looks pretty darn good to me. I'm going to wax the drop roll. Just have an old candle, and once you used it enough, it'll flatten down. Just an old candle. And if you use a smelly candle, it'll smell nice in here. So let's see what we got going on here. Wow, I think it looks good. Top's all done. This will lighten up, won't look so patchy. Yeah, those look good. What do you guys think? I think it came out great. Thanks for everybody for watching, and don't forget to give me a big thumbs up. We'll see you in the next video. Bye now.